The task has been open in a tab for 11 days. You know exactly what it requires. You have thought about starting it approximately 40 times. You have not started it, and every day it sits there. It costs you more than the time it would take to finish it. It costs you the background hum of something unresolved running quietly underneath everything else you are trying to do. Procrastination is not laziness. It is a specific failure of the starting mechanism. The work itself is not the obstacle. The distance between where you are and where the work begins is the obstacle. Everything on this list is designed to collapse that distance, not motivate you into crossing it. Collapse it until there is nothing left to cross. 9 habits. Each one addresses a specific point in the chain where the starting mechanism breaks. None of them require willpower. All of them require the decision to install them before you need them, the same way Tony Stark built the containment before the pressure arrived, not during it. Here is everyone. Habit 1. Name the one thing. Every morning, before anything reactive enters the day, write one sentence. The single most important task that would make today count. Not a list, one thing. The brain cannot procrastinate on one specific thing the way it procrastinates on a vague pile. Specificity collapses the starting distance. Habit 2. Start with 2 minutes, not the full task, 2 minutes of the task. Open the document. Write the first sentence. Place the first item. The brain's resistance to starting dissolves almost entirely once the starting has happened. 2 minutes is not a productivity technique. It is a neurological trick. The starting mechanism, once activated, tends to continue. Use that. Habit 3. Remove the decision. The task that requires a decision about when, where, and how to begin will be deferred every time willpower is low. The task that has a pre-decided time, location, and trigger fires automatically. Write down when and where your one thing happens today. Remove the live decision. The habit holds what the motivation won't. Habit 4. Close the open loops first. A mind carrying 3 unresolved items cannot give its full attention to a 4th. Before the work session begins, spend 5 minutes writing every open loop, every unfinished thing, every pending decision, everything you are carrying onto paper. The paper holds it. Your working memory stops burning energy on it. The focus that frees up is not small. Stay with habits 5 through 9. The first 4 collapse the distance to starting. What comes next is what keeps you there. And habit 7 is the one most people have never tried and never go back from once they do. Habit 5. Work in protected blocks. A session with a defined end time produces more than a session with an open end. The brain works differently under time constraint. It prioritizes, it focuses, it stops tolerating the low-value detours that consume open-ended sessions. Set a timer, 50 minutes. The end is the protection. Logan didn't train without knowing when the session ended. Indefinite effort is unsustainable effort. Habit 6. Remove the nearest exit. Before you sit down, close every tab that isn't the task. Put the phone in a different room or face down across the desk. The brain does not resist distraction. It seeks it automatically, the moment the task produces friction. The exit has to be closed before the friction arrives, not after. After is too late. The phone is already in your hand. Habit 7. End every session with the next first step written down. Not the plan for tomorrow, just the first physical action. Open the file, write the subject line, pull up the spreadsheet. When tomorrow's session begins, the starting distance is already 0. There is no decision about where to begin. The step is written. The brain steps directly into execution. This one habit removes the starting friction from every session, except the first one you ever use it. Habit 8. Protect the first hour from all reactive input. No messages, no feed, no email. The prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for sustained, effortful, original work, operates at peak capacity in the first hour and declines through the day as decision fatigue accumulates. Spending that hour on reactive input is spending the best cognitive resource you have on the lowest value tasks in your day. Dr. Strange didn't use the sanctum's most powerful energy on administrative tasks. Neither should you. Habit 9. Count completion, not hours. The day that produced 2 hours of focused execution on the one important thing is a better day than the day that produced 8 hours of busy, distracted, low-friction activity. Stop measuring the day by how long you worked. Measure it by whether the one thing happened. That single change in accounting is enough to restructure how you spend every hour, because what you measure is what the day organizes itself around. You came into this expecting 9 techniques to execute when you feel motivated enough to try them. These habits do not work when applied on motivated days. Motivated days do not need them. They work specifically on the days when the motivation is absent, the task is heavy, and the starting distance feels insurmountable. Those are the only days the habits earn their place. Install them before you need them, written into the architecture of the day, before the resistance arrives, and they fire on the hard days without requiring a decision, applied reactively. On the days you remember, they are just a list. Applied structurally, before the difficult moments, they are the difference between 2 productive hours and an 11-day open tab. Tonight, install exactly 3 of these 9. Not all 9. 3. The 3 that address the specific points in your day where the starting mechanism most consistently breaks down. Write them down as behaviors, not intentions. Not I will start earlier. At 9 a.m. at this desk, I will write the first sentence before anything else is opened. Specific, timed, located, pre-decided. The task that has been open in that tab for 11 days does not need you to become a more disciplined person before it gets done. It needs the distance between you and it to be collapsed to 0 before tomorrow morning. 3 of these habits, installed tonight, do exactly that. Procrastination is not a character flaw. It is a design flaw in how the day is built. Rebuild the design and the procrastination has nowhere left to live. 3 habits, written down, installed before tomorrow. The 11-day tab closes tomorrow morning, not because you found the motivation, because you removed every structural reason it stayed open. One question: which of the 9, name the specific number, is the one that addresses the exact point where your day most consistently breaks down? Drop it in the comments. One number, that is the first habit to install tonight. If this reframed procrastination from a character problem to a design problem, subscribe. More of this, no 11-day tabs required.